Welcome to another Trading Adventures Trades Recap. Obviously, whatever I describe here, you should not do at home. I'm going to review some trades, things I've learned, some of the thinking behind the trades. Today was unfortunately, a red day, and I'm going to explain why. But I have a real treat later on in this podcast, screencast, involving again how Benzinga news saved the day. Anyway, first trade came in on some news, was spiking on scanners, and I apparently jumped in around here. It was going south and went higher, which is good, but then it just fell. So obviously, this is going to happen. The question is what could have been done to avoid the hemorrhage here? Well, if you're expecting the stock to go to the moon, you might see some consolidation, but when it just completely drops this far and then fails to breach this high here, that's not a good sign. So in hindsight, well, actually I may have expected it to try again, and it did, but it failed. Again, that's a signal to get out. I didn't. Went down, came up, came down. Ooh, there's hope. Came down, broke low, failed to go higher. Not a good sign. Tried again, failed. This is where I should have just gotten out. This is where I should have gotten out. Instead, I got out on a stop loss. Apparently the news was quite substantial, and I was rather surprised to see it just dump, but hey, that's what happens. UPL, again, news, hitting the scanners. I kind of saw this breakout, I believe, breaking out above these highs, and that was, to me, a bull signal to jump in, but it was a fake out. Alright, that's bad enough. Since it didn't continue higher, why did I hang around? Well, there was a bit of a trend, so maybe it would catch that and continue further. Well, this came and failed. Right there, right there. There's a sign of weakness right there. Failed again. So rather than hoping for it to go higher, I should have just cut my loss right there. Just get out with a small loss. I had a bigger loss. SAEX. This is an example of trying to play with the big boys with their hotkeys, which I have not set up yet on my Sterling super duper high performance trading platform. I got in. Oh, everybody's jumping in. Great, I'm going to jump in. Well, it went up this far and just came down. Well, what did I do? I just hung around. And so, in fact, I didn't just hang around. I hung around. So, when it failed, and then it tried again on this wick, right, came up, came down. This wick right here failed to go higher. That is a signal to leave Dodge. just get out, and I didn't. My bad. Costly mistake. Not to mention the time I sat around babysitting this particular trade. Okay, now this is the treat. OSTK, let me tell you, this is where Benzinga Pro came in handy. There was a squawk. This thing has a speaker, and some guy comes on the air over your speaker and announces something. And if you're quick and you can decipher what he's saying because you're not paying attention as clearly sometimes, he called out OSTK Overstock. Had a deal with CoinDesk. I guess it is CoinDesk for a cryptocurrency. Yeah, CoinDesk launching a secure crypto coinage or whatever. Anyway, I just jumped on into my chart and basically I jumped in on the trading montage and I punched in an order for 1,000 shares, and because I saw it surging. Well, I only got filled 500. Okay, well, not so bad. But here's the kicker. Look at the time. This is the time I got in. 11:50 at 13.79. In fact, I only got filled 500 shares. It went so fast. Okay, that's great. I love it. It's moving right along. But let me go and show you the actual news. So what is amazing is that this is the actual news feed that you would, if you're watching it, notice the time, 1:51, which is actually 2:51 or 14:51. I'm hoping that Benzinga will allow formatting of the date and time to match the exchange. I have to do the math. Anyway, looky here. This is 14:50. I got in. That means I must have got the squawk either 14:248. Yeah, 248, 249 or so, because I jumped in. That was my official order. So we're talking about 2 or 3 minutes before it shows up on any news wire. Now, I don't know where they're getting their information from. But anyway, so I jump in and it starts to surge right away. So I'm waiting for this pullback, and I got in again with 500 more shares. So I had 1,000 shares. The first batch went up and I got out right here at $1.36 gain on that trade. And then the next batch, I was trying to see if it would weather this pullback and continue, which it did. And it, who knows, it'd probably go to the moon from here, but I cut it. And right about here. So that turned out to be the saving. It didn't quite save me from having a red day, mind you. But let me tell you, Benzinga Pro is quite the tool. So a few other things of note. STML, again, some news. I plotted exactly here where the news showed up, and then it plotted, it rose from here. Now the challenge is to, to write it out. This could have been a 46-cent move, give or take. BIOC was, I called this out as a short. In fact, I tried to short it right here. I didn't have any shares to short, but it went down quite nicely. Let's say that I was following it down, and I'd probably get out. It'd come up, retry again further. Couldn't go any further, so now it's showing some weakness going further down. So somewhere around here, so that'd be about a 73-cent move. But I didn't have shares to float, to short. Okay, RNN. This is quite an amazing, one of my favorite gurus. I guess his name is Will Karaman. He really is into the gap close reversal strategy. And let me see if I can show you an example of how this works. Maybe if I do it on this one right here. Well, let me see. Let me see. So that was right there. It came up to here. So that's where it came up. All right, let's see. Let's go back in time. How about we go back in time on the daily? So this is the level right here. Let's go back in time. Oh yeah, right here. Right here. Okay, now it's amazing because I saw this, when it was spurting up. I saw it on the scanner, and I said short. I even put my little marker right there. It happened so fast. And sure enough, it shorted. And how far did it go? Well, who knows how far you'd, take it down. You can take it until it stops forming a lower high, and then somewhere around here, get out. 42 cents on that drop. I'm going to try to be more aware of these levels, but I did recall this, and I actually made a note. See right here, gap fill. I was watching for it. PTVT called this short, and the reason why, it couldn't go higher, it couldn't retrace this level, so I called the short, and that would have been a nice. It's always nice in hindsight, and it's not as if I always hit it right, but I guess I'm improving my accuracy. Short. Okay, again, I called a short. When I say I called it, that means I plotted this little marker from the chart, and it's always a question of how far will it go. This spurt, you can't know that it would happen unless you had your order sitting there, so you'd probably be getting out somewhere around here. Okay, CORV, interesting. Break long. That was I actually made a note of that. The night. Oh yeah, here we go. The night before, I was kind of looking at some charts, and I drew this line, and I drew this little line here that it would first come down. I drew it to this level here, and then continue on. Sure enough, well, it went down a little bit further, but it went further up. The trick with these is to watch for these, because you can't always be having every chart in your face and ready to hop in. But anyway, Facebook had bad news. Alright, so they're going to get dinged with some kind of fine. Alright, so I put a mark down right here, the point at which I heard the squawk. And it came down pretty good. So, you know, I don't know where you'd get out. I suppose you'd get out somewhere around there, you know. So that's 80 cents. Of course, I wouldn't be going out and buying shares of Facebook. However, I could have used puts, which I'm not experienced with that. But that's probably how you could have taken advantage of that particular move. So we are improving. It was a bummer having those losses, but hopefully next time I'll be all the wiser. Hope you enjoyed it. Click the like and subscribe and share if you like. And we hope to make these more informative as time goes on. Goodbye.